Barcelona are currently sitting top of the La Liga, clear of the Galacticos Real Madrid, and that's while using a pretty heavily influenced side from the Masia Youth Academy. But what if that's all they could use? Only players that are homegrown in the club. Could they still win a Liga? And could they one day win the Champions League? And well, of course, that is what I am here today to do a Barcelona youth-only rebuild. And Barcelona is one of the best clubs you can do this with, because they've got quite a lot of debt, over 500 million. So at the course of this rebuild, not only will I be getting rid of every single player that is not homegrown in the club, I'll be getting rid of every single penny of debt that is on the club. I'll be winning the league with only homegrown players, winning the Champions League with homegrown players, and making Barca the best team in the world once again. And what I suppose the first thing to do is to remove all the players that aren't homegrown at club, like Robert Lewandowski, Rafinha, Olmo, Christensen, Szczesny, ter Stegen, Frankie de Jong, Koundé, Araujo. There's a bunch. And after removing them all, this is how the team looked. We have the goalkeeper Iñaki Peña in goal, which is quite lucky for a youth-only rebuild because he's actually quite good. And normally, we don't have that luxury. At right back, we've got Hector Fort, who is one of my favourite young right backs on the game. At left back, Alejandro Balde. We're sorted in full backs. In centre back, however, we have Alvaro Cortez, who is a one-star player who I've never heard of before, next to, of course, Pau Cabrasi, who I'm very excited to see how he goes. Ori Romeo comes into the team, but he won't be playing. It will most likely be Pau Prim as the anchor in DM, next to Marc Casado, who I'm very excited to see on this updated database how good we can make Big Marc. On the right, it is currently showing us having Pedri in cam, Fermin, and the left, Gavi, and up top, Ansu Fati. But of course, we have got many players in here like Noah Darvic. Oh, and yeah, that other guy, Lamine Yamal, who of course play in this team as well. There is a plethora of youth academy players here at Barcelona, and I've called up anyone that is homegrown at club and at least half decent to make us a much better side. And the best thing here, again, that you don't normally get is just how high the potential of the squads from just having started. I mean, the amount of 5-star players here is ridiculous. Cabrasi, Darvic, Yamal, all 16, Balde, Fati. Obviously, Fati having a bit of a slower career recently, but still homegrown at club, can still turn into a demon. Gile Fernandez, 4.5-star, Marc Bonial, Hector Fort, Gavi, Pedri, Erwin Kopso as a young centre that looks great, and a whole bunch of others as well. And of course, here at Barcelona, we have an unbelievable youth academy, 5-star youth recruitment, unbelievable youth facilities, and a pretty decent side. Now, in real life, they're currently sitting top of the Spanish First Division, but they have the likes of Lewandowski, Koundé, and many, many more. So it's going to be difficult for us to do exactly that in this first season. Let me know in the comments down below, how many seasons do you think this is going to take to turn this Barcelona team into Champions League winners? And I'm going to get on with the simming and see how we do. Well, first things first is looking at the Champions League, where we came second in our group ahead of Stuttgart, Sporting, and behind Blue Neri. That's something we had to fix pretty quickly, isn't it? Due to the licensing changing. But we came second in our group in what is the old-style Champions League. Don't worry, as of next season, we'll be going back to the league phase. But sadly, over 2 legs in a round of 16, we got knocked out by Shakhtar, which I think just proves exactly how far down we are in this Barcelona side. We have got a long way to go. Up front for us in this game was Diego Percam, who's a 22-year-old striker who I've never heard of in my life. And while he looks decent, he shouldn't be playing many games for us. And he played for us in one of the biggest games, got 1 goal in 10 games overall. And we struggled in the Champions League. He isn't quite good enough to win the La Liga. And you can see that from our league position as well. Real Madrid absolutely ran away with the league this season. Of course, having Kylian Mbappe, Jude Bellingham, Vinicius Jr. is not a bad trio, and on FM they think it goes pretty damn good. With Mbappe getting 31 goals, Vinicius Jr. 27, and we only scored, we only got 67 points, and one of our big things was actually scoring goals. 1.79 goals per game doesn't sound too bad. When we've gone from Robert Lewandowski to our top goal scorer being Ansu Fati, Pedri, Noah Darvic, and Fermin, there's certainly issues on the table, and we are crying out for a striker. And this is where Vitor Roque comes in. And I'm going to break the rules of my youth-only rebuilds for this one. Now, I have had discussions with you guys about using players that aren't homegrown from the academy instantly or will potentially come there. The annoying thing is with Vitor Roque, he was set to become homegrown at club until he moved on loan to Real Espadas. And I'm going to bring him into Barcelona, and I'm going to use him as our striker. Hate me all you want in the comments, absolutely fine. Vitor Roque, in my eyes, is homegrown at club at Barcelona. He is homegrown in league because of playing with Real Betis, and effectively means he's homegrown at nation as well. And I think he's a fantastic young talent and one of my favourite young strikers in real life. I hope he does find that form from how good he was in Brazil here at Real Betis. In the season, 15 goals in 43 games. If we have that up front, we're going to be absolutely dangerous. He makes a massive difference to the side for next season, which is very, very exciting because players are progressing very quickly. Most notably, Pau Cabrassi, who played 41 games last season and is now a super centre-back. Noah Davic, who played 42 in games in rotation and a lot more than I expected, and is progressing very, very well. We all know how good this wonder kid can be on FM, but I never really see him become that good at Barcelona because of how good their team is. This season, 13 goals in just 10 starts shows me he could be an absolute world star. And of course, the likes of Alejandro Balde, Pedri, Gavi absolutely balled out. Lamine Yamal was pretty average this season, to be honest. 9 goals and 13 assists in 51 games. He's going to get better and better and better. He is just 16 years of age, and he's going to play lots and lots of games as we go through this career. And of course, hopefully one day he's going to win the Champions League here at Barcelona. But now we've got our star striker. While players are progressing well, can we get into a decent spot in the Champions League next season? Because actually, we're in the Europa League, and we need to win that to get back in the Champions League or finish in the top 4. Well, that's what I thought anyway, but actually as we simmed through to the rest of the summer transfer window, 5th place in Spain managed to get Champions League football, so we were in the league phase, and we done pretty damn good. Considering we come second in our group last time, we come 14th and effectively come in the second tier of teams. 3 wins, 3 draws and 2 losses against Wolfsburg and Copenhagen, but drawing to the likes of PSG and Juventus, I was quite confident of how we could do this season. And when it came to the Champions League knockout playoff round, in the first leg against Ajax, we drew 1-1, which means in the second leg we had to turn up, and Ansu Fati certainly made it possible until he grabbed a red card and then somehow scored again, thanks to that man Vitor Roque at the back post, making it 2-0 in the 90th minute. The 10 men eventually came a little bit undone as Ajax did score thanks to Carlos Forss basically having a free run at goal. But that was that for the game. We had won the fixture 3-2 in aggregate, and that man Vitor Roque came in clutch, as he did so many times this season, grabbing 23 goals and grabbing 3 assists. But sadly, he couldn't help us in the round of 16 as we fell to Newcastle 3-0 on aggregate. In the Spanish First Division though, it was a much different story, from languishing in 5th place last season to this year being the second best side in Spain yet again, and now with our target set on taking down Real Madrid and of course Kylian Mbappe, who grabbed 38 goals and isn't quite having the struggles he's having in real life. He's actually being an absolute demon, and got 69 goals in 70 games in the league, which is quite scary, so we're going to have to try and compete against him somehow. And with this semi-makeshift youth-only Barcelona side, that is going to be very difficult, but you can see from the star ratings, we are improving a lot. Iñaki Peña, Hector Fort, Pau Cabrassi, Georgiev, who is now our left-sided centre-back, who actually looks pretty damn good. Balde, Casado, Gavi, Lamine Yamal, Pedri, Noah Davic and Ansu Fati leading the line, with obviously Vitor Roque as well playing many games up front, scoring the most goals this season, and as mentioned, having a key striker was pivotal. Lamine Yamal this season massively stepped up. He grabbed 37 goal contributions in 54 games and has played 5 games for Spain already at 17 years of age, which is fantastic to see. He is not going to be sort of a flop for us in this save. He is going to be the key man, which is exactly what we wanted to see. For Season 2, we didn't win any competitions. Spanish Cup, we got knocked out in the 4th round by Valladolid. So it is really coming down to where we're just going to grind our way up now. Now we've got sort of the superstars in the team. We've got the star players. We need to build the rest of the squad. And that's, of course, where this fantastic youth academy system comes into play, because we have some unbelievable talent coming through already. Francois Boyer is a 5-star young right cam, left cam, or central cam who looks fantastic. Ella Gombayi is a right centre-back / right wing-back. Ricard is here as a right winger. Thomas Ben-Yakar is a left-sided centre-back or left-back. Oscar is a fantastic DM. And the talent is just going to get better and better and better. And as mentioned, that's because of the 5-star youth recruitment, 5-star training facilities, and of course, the high reputation we have here at the club. Now, doing no transfers for 2 years has worked wonders. We are down to already just £100 million in net debt, which is a little bit unrealistic. I would like to think that if Barcelona didn't make any transfers for 2 years, they would still be royally ruined in real life because they've done way too many things to mess their future up. But here in FM, it's quite nice to us, which is quite good. So already we have got a ridiculous transfer budget of £188 million and a big wage budget as well. And this save will be available for you guys that are on the Patreon. Link is down below for that one. If you do want to get your hands on a Barcelona save, well, there is no debt, a fantastic youth academy, and some of the best Wonder kids they've got in real life progressed into being superstars. That is the place to get it down there. £5 a month helps support me out a lot. And if you have given you know, good content for the last year we've had this FM, be sure to go down and support it. It helps a hell of a lot. Let's get into Season 3. Well, Season 3 was quite sad as well in the end. It wasn't a great season in the Champions League. We got knocked out by Manchester City in the round of 16. And the league, we couldn't really get too many victories. And in the Spanish Cup, it also wasn't fantastic, as we come fourth in the league, knocked out the round of 16 in the Champions League, and fourth rounded in the Spanish Cup. And the same has got to be said for season number 4 as well. As a Spanish Cup quarter-final, we lose to Athletic Bilbao in the round of 16. We managed to beat Celtic in the Champions League, but come up against our nemesis Real Madrid in the quarter-finals, who again in the league are dominating. They have won every single season so far, but you can see that gap has come down from 101 at the start to just 79, and we are now just 9 points off. Lamine Yamal has turned into one of the best players we have ever seen, with 32 goals and 27 assists in a single season. And the top 4 still being dominated by Yamal, Balde, Pedri and Gavi. And when we thought things were going to be different in season number 5, as we faced up against RC Lens in the round of 16, and Noah Darvic, who had now become one of the best players in the team, put on an absolute show and scored 3 of our 4 goals in a 4-1 victory, for us to just be shown the boot by Bayern Munich in another demoralising 5-2 defeat. This was certainly taken longer than I actually thought, and maybe it's going to become another 10-season youth-only rebuild. For some reason, with Barcelona, I thought this was going to take 3, maybe 4 seasons. I'm completely wrong. We still haven't managed to win the Spanish Cup and haven't even got to a final yet. And despite having a very, very good season in the Spanish First Division, Real Madrid are just one step better every single time. The gap extending to 11 points as they nearly hit the 100 mark yet again. We're now on 86, and in previous seasons that would have won us the league, but not this season. The good thing is, we've got Lamine Yamal, who is simply incredible. This season, he grabbed 27 assists and 25 goals, and is literally one of the best players the world has ever seen. He is still listed as Wonder Kid at this good, which is pretty crazy, with 20 flair, 20 agility, ridiculous pace, technique, etc. He is just an absolute joke, and now for back-to-back seasons, has absolutely smashed it. I am worried though that the rest of the team isn't quite coming with him, and it's a little bit of a, not a one-man show, because players are still turning up, but at a 7.65, he is miles clear. I mean, Noah Darvic having a great season on 7.48 is also fantastic, and the 2 young players here coming in doing well. Left backs always seem to perform quite well, and then we sort of dropped to Gavi on a 7.17, and again, young players coming in. Hector Ford as a good overpowered right back is also doing well, but again, to be expected. And then we sort of drop a fair bit off. I mean, even Ansu Fati, who has grabbed 26 goals, gets under a 7 average rating, and I can't help but to feel like we've been a little bit carried by Lamine Yamal, which I sort of expected, I'll be honest. He's an absolute joke, but the defensive side of the team is a little bit ropey. Cuenca at centre-back and Marc Casado not really progressing as well as I hoped. And Iñaki Peña, just being a 2.5-star goalkeeper, is certainly a little bit of an issue. So there is some parts of the team which do need to become a little bit better. And again, the Youth Academy is going to help us get there. In terms of our highest potential players, we've now got a bunch that are in the first team, and we have seen a CDM who's playing really well. When he does play, it's I've lost his name. That's because I was wrong. It was actually Francis Boyer, who played 3 games and got 3 assists. I thought that was the DM for some reason. So DM is a place we need to try and get better in, and in goal as well. We have got some good young players coming up, but it's difficult for them to get into the team. Having a really bad goalkeeper is very difficult in simulation. So having Iñaki Peña is quite pivotal in goal. And Pau Cabrasi's been really good. He doesn't have that 5-star potential anymore, but it's safe to say he is an unbelievable ball-playing defender at just 21 years of age. And overall, we are getting there, but it is definitely taking longer than I thought. And that's until we got to season number 6, where finally we made a massive leap in quality. And we are up against Real Madrid today, and we are going to go 1 goal down. But this game just shows how far we have come. Pau Cabrassi making it 1-1 in the 70th minute of this game. And what we've found this season is that killer instinct. And it comes a lot from new man Boyer, who the French guy has come through the academy and been fantastic. Puigdas then finds Bernal to find Vitor Roque to make it 3-1 in 85. And we're not going to stop there either, blowing away Real Madrid 4-1 as Pedri finds Bernal to find Vitor Roque yet again. And with that victory, stamps us down for favourites to the title and champions of the league as well. This time it's us getting 90 plus points, getting 91 to be exact, with a 60 plus goal difference, 7 draws, 3 losses, and 28 wins in 38 games, all with the youth only of Barcelona. And finances wise, we are fixed. £2 million in transfer debt still, but no net debt. Over £690 million in the bank. And in terms of transfer budget, if anyone wants to pick the save up, you can go absolutely wild because Barca are stinky, filthy rich. But we are not done there because we need to go and win the Champions League. And this season, we gave ourselves a fantastic start by coming in the top 8 of the Champions League phase. But you've watched this channel enough to know that we're not quite going to just go out there and smash it. We instantly lost in the round of 16 to Bayern Munich again with a brace from Michael Elise and a goal from Oscar Clau. We have now won the La Liga, which is a major box ticked off the list, but the Champions League is the one we need to win for the sake of this rebuild to be completed. And if we're going to do it, it's going to be thanks to these boys. Noah Darvic, who is now an unbelievable French rather than German central attack midfielder. Lamine Yamal, who's an absolute goat. Vitor Roque, Pedri. We've now got Oscar that's come into the DM position. I knew there was a DM somewhere. I couldn't see him for some reason last season. 4 goals, 8 assists, a 7.14 in 27 games. And he's just absolutely fantastic. And of course, Francis Boyer as well, who as a rotational winger has been brilliant and is progressing at a really good rate as well, which is fantastic to see. I do now think we have potentially got a team that can challenge for the Champions League. It will be difficult, but our now sole everything can go on getting that done. We do have a ropey centre-back, bit of a ropey goalkeeper. Hector Fort isn't the greatest full-back in the game, but we have now got a good DM partnership, a fantastic central cam position, 2 great wingers, an unbelievable striker, and that Barcelona passion. And not to mention this season as well, we did also win the Spanish Cup, doing the Spanish double and beating Sevilla 3-0. So for season 7, it was all about winning that coveted Champions League trophy, and coming in the top 8 of the league phase again is exactly what we needed. We just need to not lose in the round of 16. So of course, in the first leg, we lose 2-1 to Blue Neri. But in the second leg, our star boys turned up, where Lamine Yamal grabbed the first goal after a ball from Pedri at the back stick, and at the stroke of half-time, we grab a second as well from the Brazilian Tiger, Vitor Roque, making it 3-2 on aggregate. I won't sugarcoat the quarter-final. We got Benfica, and we bullied them. 3-0, they had 1 shot all game, and the second leg was a 2-0 victory. So we step into the semi-finals. We are drawn against French giants PSG, and we got off to a pretty decent start thanks to a great goal from Lamine Yamal. This was the home leg at the Nou Camp, and we're about to level up. Kvaratskhelia sets it back to Nuno Mendes, who scores a fantastic goal from range to make it 1-1. And PSG, in fact, are going to dispossess us and score again to make it 2-1. Our old arch-rival Rodrigo scoring past Iñaki Peña, who was absolutely useless for that shot, I have to admit. But that Barcelona high press is going to come in to fruition in the 81st minute as Pedri finds starman Badia behind the centre-backs and scoring to make it 2-2 before Hector Fort drills one in. It drops to Lamine Yamal. We get ridiculously lucky before Pedri pokes it home for a 3-2 victory in an incredibly tight game. And well, to be honest, we were perfectly matched up because in the away leg, it was a 0-0 draw and I'm captain, man of the match. And well, to be honest, the away leg was also a completely tight game as our man of the match, Pau Cabrassi, walks away with a 7.6 and Iñaki Peña with a 7.3, meaning Barca are going to the final. And when it wasn't Captain Lamine Yamal, it wasn't French star Noah Darvic, it was Regen Capellas who got us off to a 1-0 lead in 7 minutes and won Barcelona the Champions League in a 1-0 victory. And he's a completely average central attack midfielder who scored 5 goals in his whole Barcelona career for us, and one of them was the most important we have ever seen. In this final season, we were unbelievable, and Noah Darvic grabbed 33 goals and got 15 assists, while Yamal 31 goals and 23. We sadly didn't retain our Spanish First Division, coming second as Real Madrid get another Centurion season. We did win the Spanish Cup once again and made Barcelona the best team in the world. In terms of our finances, over 777 million, and Barca are stinking rich and have won the Champions League with a team full of players that are homegrown at the club. Plus Vitor Roque, I suppose. If you guys have enjoyed, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. If you do want to see more rebuilds on the channel, make sure to let me know in the comments down below, and I'll speak to you next time.